Bom dia, gente. This is Frederick from Porto, Portugal. Portugal is a great country, but like in any other country, there might be things that you don't like. And here are 10 things from my point of view, my personal point of view. I'm not trying to stereotype here, of things that you might don't like about Portugal. Number one, too much food. In Portugal, it's very common when you're invited, or even if you go to a restaurant, they serve you a lot of food. It's called umados, but still, it's not just for one person. It can be serving 2 or 3 people, and it's a lot of food. Many people appreciate it, but I also had different experiences, sometimes with clients. They think it's too much, and if you like to eat small portions, you have to be a bit careful because they serve a lot of food. Number two, tomorrow is not tomorrow. Things happen in Portugal, and if somebody says he will or she will send you something, they're definitely gonna send it to you. But if they tell you tomorrow, don't expect it 100% to happen tomorrow. Number three, and that's one of my favorites, Portuguese love chemical smells, or at least the ones of cleaners like lexívia or chlorine-based detergent they use for cleaning. Wow, what a great smell. Smells so clean. Why other people might oh, it smells a lot like chemicals. They love lexívia smell. I don't know why. I respect it, but it's very typical and you might don't like it. Number four, street crossings. In Portugal, it's very common, especially in the cities, when you go over a street crossing, that even if you're halfway through, people already starting to pass behind you. They're always polite and say, hey, I'm sorry. But that's something I personally don't like. Being from Germany, people stop very well in street crossing and respect it. That's something you might not find so often in Portugal and maybe don't like it. Number five, Portuguese have a different level of noise sensitivity. If you're invited for dinner maybe and 6 people are at the table, it can happen that you have 7 or 8 conversation. They talk, it's very lively. It's okay, but if you're from a culture that is a little bit more settled, a little bit more calmer, this might be irritating or confusing. It might be considered a little bit offensive in other cultures, when you think, hey, why are you sharing this conversation you have with me? In Portugal, it's not, and it might be something that you don't like about Portugal. Number six, family focus. The family is very important in Portugal, or more important than in other cultures or countries. So if there's a problem that needs to be discussed, be sure it will be discussed also within the family. You will meet more with the family. They talk much more to the family, probably on the daily basis, which is nothing bad. But if you come from a more individualistic society or country, this might be something that is a little bit irritating. Number seven, restaurant diversity. In the big cities like Lisbon, Porto, you will find a lot of diversity of restaurants. If you leave the cities in more urban areas, they will serve you local food, which is great. But if you would like to eat more international food, it's very scarce. It's not very likely to find. So I think this is something, especially if you live on a permanent basis outside of the big cities, that we might be affected. It's a little bit irritating about Portugal. Number eight, relatively low salaries. In Portugal, the gross average salary is about 1,350 euros gross. If you compare this to other European or more richer European countries, this is not really a lot. It's not poor. It's about average in Europe. But if you would like to make a living with a normal Portuguese salary, it's very difficult. So this is definitely something that you might do not like, or for sure will not like, about being or living in Portugal. Cold beaches, that's number nine. Portugal has a lot of coastline, especially Atlantic coastline. The beaches are very beautiful, fantastic. You find a lot of places where you're also on your own, but you cannot swim in the water. It's very cold. Sometimes, or in most cases, also very dangerous because of the currents. So if you're a beach person and also would like to swim in the sea. This is something you will not like, especially in the Atlantic coasts in Portugal. Number 10, Portuguese are very polite and they always want to help, although maybe they don't know where to send you because they don't know the place very well. And then you get directions that can be kind of frustrating. Portuguese already have a good sense how to judge the directions that they receive. But if you don't have this feeling, this can be quite frustrating and maybe something you don't like about Portugal. That's it from my side. These are my 10 personal things that you might do not like about Portugal. Again, I'm not trying to make stereotypes or offend anybody with this. If you have other things that you don't like about Portugal, please leave them in the comments. And don't forget, stop surviving, start living. See you in Portugal.